Good evening and welcome to Riker's Beard Live on a Sunday. Thank you so much, everyone that's joined us this evening. And if you weren't able to be here, thank you for watching us on the rerun. We're very welcome to have you aboard anyway. Joining me to my left is, from north of the wall, our very own Jon Snow, Carl.
Hello.
Below Carl, the ant to my deck, the ever-present. What do the kids call you? A bow? Bit of bow. Yeah, my bow. Although I've got a friend called Bo, that doesn't work. Hang on a minute. I've got a friend actually called Bo, so you can't be my Bo. My best bud, James. And directly below me, Miles the Admiral Jackson from also north of the wall, in Scarborough. So this week, yeah, we've got some pretty big news before we move on to regular business. But first of all, obviously, if you are watching the comments, please say hi. Please say where you're watching us from. We love to know your favorite show. And this week, instead of your favorite character, which character you'd most like to see appear at Destination Blackpool this year? So please do pop in the comments where you're from, where you're watching from, and who is it you'd most like to see at Destination Blackpool. But without further and what you're drinking. But without further ado, we have got some, if you haven't picked up on it already, we've got some major news, which I'm going to let James break to you now.
Well, yes. So the news was finally made public on Friday that Riker's Beard is booked to appear at Destination in Blackpool, and we will be there with whatever sets they've decided they want us to bring. But we're going to be there, and we're looking forward to delivering some quality content. I mean, tell us what you'd like to see, because last time we did all sorts of zany stuff, but we're happy to do even more.
That's great news, because when I went down to the Destination Trek at NEC, when they had it in the Hilton, you guys literally propped up the whole convention from when I was there, because, the guests were great, but you guys did some brilliant work. So to hear that you're going back and doing it again, unfortunately, I didn't go to last Blackpool.
But neither did we, Miles.
No, so now.
Very kind of you to say, Miles, but we were less propping up the convention, more propping up the bar. But all the things that we did do that people loved, obviously it's been a couple of years since we've done them. We can do the Mr. and Mrs. again. We can do the martial arts talk, the world-famous musical interlude. And, of course, Carl is going to be there as well, helping us prop up the bar. So we've got all the things that we did in Birmingham a couple of years ago. I think every single one of them was sold out. I think we're at capacity for everything that we did, and we got very good feedback. So we're happy to do them again. But any thoughts again in the comments you'd like us to do, please do. So again, if you're watching tonight, please do say where you're from, what you're drinking, and which character, or should I say, which actor would you like to see the most at Blackpool this year? I'm going to kick it off with you, Carl. If you could pick one, who would you like?
Well, I'm going to go for a fairly, it's purely from my collection point of view. Was due to attend last year, Mr. Andrew Robinson. As you may be able to see, just over my shoulder here, literally in the palm of my hand, I have a first edition mint print of A Stitch in Time, which I was hoping to get signed last year. Unfortunately, Mr. Robinson wasn't able to be there. I'd love to. I've seen him before. I've got the photo, the autograph, etc., etc. But I'd love to get that book signed.
When you get it signed, make sure you say to him you want the full 100. Everyone's seen Dirty Harry; they'll know that reference. So let's now move on to James. Who would you like to see the most, and why is it Clem so?
I want to see Dad.
Okay.
Look. Can you read that?
I can't. No, you might have to read it out first.
I am your father, signed Jonathan Frakes.
Oh, wow.
There we are.
So Jonathan Frakes, Andrew Robinson. Miles, who do you like to see?
Well, I was going to say Frakes, because I need his autograph since 2012 when he was meant to be on the bill and he cancelled. And he can't. he has it. I need his autograph. But because James has got him, I'm going to say Colin Meaney as well because I need Miles O'Brien. I need his autograph. So
he's
in 2014, didn't he?
Yes, but he was only there for the one day. The day I wasn't there, I was flying off on holiday to Cyprus. The day he was going to attend 2014. So again, 11 years later, I need his autograph.
So Col Meany is being quite mean at the moment, starring as a gangster in Gangs of London, which is quite good for the first couple of episodes.
Is that good? Because I was asking about
Mobland is better. Mobland is better. Gangs of London is okay. It's a bit. I know it's a bit childish, but Mobland is much better. Apart from Col Meany, he's brilliant, of course.
Cool.
I think I'll have to go with Carl, actually. I think because I also own a copy of Stitch in Time, so I would love to get that signed and get the full 100 from Andrew Robinson. That would be fantastic. So let's dive in. Let's see who's aboard this evening. First of all, Gary, as always, great to see you, chap. Christoph, hey Christoph, how you doing? Chris Smith, hey, how you doing? Meg, how you doing, Meg? Mark, hey Mark, how you doing?
Hey, Mark.
Dave,
my mate Dave. Be careful, Dave.
He's going to put some abuse in the comments. We'll just wait for it. It's inevitable.
So, Christoph would like to see Hoshi Satu. What's the actress's name?
Linda Park, I believe.
Linda Park, that's it. Yes, I used to have quite a thing for her. I've not met her yet, so she's not been under my spell. Gary would like Tilly. No, Gary, you wouldn't like Tilly. You're attempting to provoke us, and we shan't rise to it. Good evening, the lovely Victoria. How are you?
Oh, just imagine if we were interviewing, what's her name? Tilly.
Should we talk about the latest episode of Doctor Who?
I haven't seen it, so no.
Good. Yes, Margate was mentioned in it on three occasions.
Really?
Yeah. Gary Payne, Tilly might be busy filming Academy. She may well be. Yeah, we should need to prop up Carl's bar at Black. Yes, well, he's not going to be working behind the bar. He'll be doing like a demonstration. He's not. It's not a busman's holiday for Carl. It's not happening.
I mean, I went to the first one of Carl's bars, and I was the test subject for most of the cocktails. And boy, was I drunk by the end of that hour.
And Del Thomas says hi from Scotland. G'day, mate. Drinking cherry juice, and my con star would be you guys. Oh, that's
Why don't you come down, Del? It's Blackpool. You live in Scotland. I mean, that's
it's only halfway.
Genuinely, that was one of the most. That was one of the most bizarre things. The last time we were all at a con together was us signing autographs. I felt like such a fraud, but you're genuinely welcome.
I get that too, guys, because I don't know if you guys have ever told you, but I've been on TV a few times, and people do come in and they want me to sign autographs. I'm like, I'm just me. It's just me.
Crime Watch doesn't count, Miles.
What do you charge?
Dave says it's abuse if Miles deserves it.
Oh, I deserve it.
Or enjoys it.
And it's criticism.
Chris loves Tilly. We're glad you do.
Tilly's all right. She's all right. She's a fun character.
What's her name?
Mary Weissman.
That's the name. Yeah.
Jerry Ryan. Do you know, of all of them, of all the characters, like, again, not including Discovery, I've got no interest in meeting her whatsoever or getting her autograph. Just none.
I got her autograph, and it was just a game, just very factual, just sign, move on.
I think it's because I don't want what she's like in my mind to change, because that happened with Marina Sirtis, and I don't want that.
I suppose you know who I am then.
We don't talk about that story. You know what, if we ever get, like, if they're that short, we actually have to get up on stage and like do a bit like the real actors do. Like the Star Trek, Riker's beard noir, tails beyond the beard.
How about we do like a Star Trek improv session? Because my daughter loves improv, so I've been watching lots of improv. I think we can do a few scenes where we can do some improv, and it'd be hilarious.
I mean, you have seen the show, haven't you? This is what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, this is structured though. This is structured.
Well, we did have Whose Bridge Is It Anyway lined up last time. We just didn't get to do it.
Oh, I have that.
But before, whose bridge is it? Yeah, but before Destination happens, we're selling a little short because we have got another convention that we're doing first. We're down in the lovely Victoria's neck of the woods. And where are we going, James?
We're going to Portsmouth, which is on the weekend of the 4th and 5th of May, which is easy to remember from the other science fiction franchise, Red Dwarf, May the 4th.
Before we do that, actually, what might the followers of the Riker's Beard page be able to get their hands on whilst they're in Portsmouth?
Well, amongst other things, Richard, I believe there's some sort of musical item that you may have.
And that segues into this week's What in Sam Hill? So this week, Gowron has been having a little bit of trouble with some pack lids. He's after some information. He wants to know just how he can get his hands on a Riker's Beard guitar pick.
We're being hailed.
Not surprising. On screen!
We do nothing wrong. We are pack-led. We are honest traders. Why do you hold us here?
Oh, we need information.
I don't know anything.
No pack-led knows anything.
You are pack-led.
Yes, we are pack-led.
Oh, then you have knowledge. You are not stupid.
Well, no, we are not stupid.
Then you will beam over and tell us what we need to know.
Oh, no, I'm afraid. I will not beam over.
Why?
You are Klingon. We are pack-led.
I do not understand you, pack-led.
It is difficult to understand.
Well, then you must come aboard our ship and explain why you are afraid to come aboard.
Yes, I will do that. I will beam over and explain.
Ah. You are a good negotiator, Captain.
Yes, we are pack-led.
So what I think I enjoyed the most about that is Gowron breaking the fourth wall. And
I was just going to say, literally, Gowron breaking the fourth wall is the best thing. And also, I think the budget for this this podcast is better than the budget than Discovery had, because that's amazing. Where is that from? I have no idea what's that from.
Oh, I have my sources.
That's amazing. That's probably better than the Jonathan Frakes trying to sell you computer shit.
I've never seen that clip before until it arrived in my inbox from one of my research team members, and I was like, "Wow, I can use that." So
I didn't know if it was you guys made it or I was having a stroke. It was that good.
Well, the Riker Beard guitar picks we've been umming and ahhing about.
You still toast.
What we would sell them for, and I've decided, James, I took the time to say, look, people can just make a donation for whatever they would like and take away a commemorative
beginning at say 25 English pounds.
It can be whatever you like, and because they are a limited run, we have had a lot of people messaging the page after them already. So if you want to secure one, make a donation. I'll make a note of your name, and you'll definitely have one. Then that's why I ran that little thing. Hopefully, we won't run out of them before we get to Portsmouth, and people in Portsmouth will have a chance to buy them. But
well,
there
of
we
course,
are.
There is other Riker's Beard merchandise available. Chief amongst which is, of course,
yes,
Riker's Beard magnetic com badge.
And that's what everyone wants.
I've got handy at the moment, but look at that. Isn't she a beauty?
Such a handsome piece.
You spared no expense, did you, on that? That's amazing.
we certainly went to a lot of trouble to have these made. Yes, and there's even more merchandise in the works. Just wait and see.
Talking
So-
of donations, can I just also just say my piece now for you guys? So
Yes.
I've been clearing out my cupboards and we're downsizing, so I've been forced to sell. Well, I mean, to give up some lovely items.
Oh,
Hey,
What happened there?
oh, yeah, right.
Right, so I'm getting rid of some stuff, and I've got a few items that I'd like to go to fellow Trek fans rather than Philistines on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. So what I'm doing, I've got these items here that I'm going to be donating to the Riker's Beard to James, because James does so much work in all of his production, is making his props. So I've got a few items here which I'll go through now, and I'm going to give them, and I wanted people to bid for them, and all the money will go to the Riker's Beard. So we have a Star Trek 6, the Undiscovered Country film, print and film. Ooh. So I've got one of them. I've got a classic Star Trek encyclopedia.
Oh, is that a hardback one?
Hardback.
Ooh, quite rare.
Yeah, hardback. I've got a Star Trek The Next Generation Companion. And I've got the Art of Star Trek in hardback, which is a lovely, lovely book, all about the artistry of all the Star Trek. So I'm going to donate these to the Riker's Beard, and I think James will put a post on the Facebook page or a link in the description on YouTube, and we're going to leave it for a few days, maybe a week. I don't know. Maybe this time next week we can sort of announce a winner, and it's all down to the bids, and all the money will go to the Riker's Beard, and I will post them out straight to you, to your address, and it will be postage paid. It'll be free postage. So the price that you bid will be the price that you give to Riker's Beard, and I would love these items to go to someone who's going to appreciate them, because we are downsizing, and like I say, I'd rather go to someone who will love them and use them, rather than just going to some Philistine who won't know what to do with them. Is that fair, guys?
That's wonderful. We have had a silent auction before, though, and we didn't sell any Barrowman DVDs, did we?
DVDs? But these are books. You don't need technology to make these work.
I can't. Didn't someone buy them the gold mail on freighter? Yes, Richard Ginn did.
Yes, he did.
He successfully bid for it. I can't remember how much he bid for it now.
Books. It's
We've already got a bid of 10 strips from James.
Reading books rather than
James, your mic has gone very quiet. I can barely make out what you're saying. So you need to. No, not a joke. Seriously, you're very quiet. You need to increase the gain in your microphone.
Bing.
There you go. So yes, we've had a bid already of 10 strips from James Scott.
Okay. Let's talk Robert O'Reilly.
Oh,
I loved watching that as a kid. The QVC night for Star Trek. Oh, it was
Oh
amazing.
yeah, I remember. Take an hour, 2 hours to show like 6 items.
Yeah.
I've not seen this. What are you talking about?
Gold press platinum.
Oh, it was brilliant. So once a month, QVC used to run a Star Trek night on a Sunday night.
Oh, really?
Sunday night, the
Okay.
last Sunday of the month, and it used to be the guy, and he used to sort of go through 6 items and spent 2 hours showing you these items. And yeah.
What sort of stuff did he have?
Well,
I remember one item was a imitation TNG computer console that Picard had on his desk. Do you remember that one? I remember that. I wish I bought it.
The one that caught my eye at the time, because I was into the customizable card game at the time, and I remember they had the box set, the tin box set special edition.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
160 odd card collection.
Yes.
Begged and begged
this-
and begged my parents to let me get it, but no.
And this was the shopping channel that was on before Babe Station started.
This is way before Babe Station.
How would they present the Riker's Beard pencil?
Poorly.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet they'd stab it through a can of Coke and then still write with it.
Wow, look at the stopping power on this pencil.
The guy who did it had very nice manicured hands. I remember that.
Watch me damage this Tesla.
Pink.
So, guys, can I ask what Trek we've been watching this week? Oh, we've lost someone. He's gone.
Richard's run away.
I ask a Star Trek question and he goes. So, what Trek have you been watching so far? Carl, we've not seen you for weeks. What have you been watching recently, Star Trek wise?
Well, the reason you've not seen me for weeks is because of how much work I've been having to do. So, unfortunately, I've not had time to watch. I have, however, had a curated playlist of a lot of Star Trek music going during the out of open hours that I've been working. So, I've had my earbuds in, and it's had everything from, classic TOS background themes going on to movie scores, everything and anything you can think of.
So, where's that playlist then? Where is that available?
Is it a Spotify playlist that you've got?
It's an Amazon Music one.
Oh, you've got Amazon Music. You're the subscriber, are you?
Yeah.
I wonder why they kept it going.
Excuse me, gents, my car alarm's going off. I'll be right back.
Oh, dear.
dear. Range shields. Your car alarms. Red alert!
I'm sitting here thinking, I've got a pool cue case just like that with exactly the same SAS badge on it. And I've suddenly remembered I don't, because I gave it to James. That's why.
Oh, you mean he nicked it?
I gave it to him.
Jedi mind trick.
I've got one just like that. Where did he get that from? Because honestly, it was difficult to find a 3/4 split double case. I'm like, where's he got that from? He doesn't even play a lot of pool.
What about you, Richard? What have you been watching recently, Star Trek wise?
Well, it's been left field really. So I've been on the rewatch with the kids. We did Voyager, we did Enterprise. I'm struggling to hook them on DS9, but not because specifically they're not enjoying it, but they're a little bit older now. So we thought we'd try them on, and it's kind of Star Trek related. So this isn't going to be like we've been watching Big Bang Theory because the kids are 13 and 14 now, and I haven't seen them since the kids were very time with it, since they were babies. So I'm enjoying rewatching them, and the kids are really loving it as well. And obviously, there's just a plethora of Star Trek references, and again, because I've kind of been, I've been very much making them watch watching Star Trek together, family time. Let's have a bit of a break from Star Trek. I've introduced my children to Ted Lasso, and I have to say, rewatching Ted Lasso, I actually almost had an emotion on the first episode. Very nearly had an emotion. It was just so nice to see him again. It really was. It was just lovely. So, Ted Lasso is not Star Trek related in any way, shape, or form, other than it's brilliant as such as Star Trek. In fact, actually, I will vaguely, tenuously link it to Star Trek, and that's I've yet to have a single Star Trek friend, and I've said to them, "You must watch Ted Lasso," and they're like, "Oh, is it like Star Trek?" No, but you've got to watch it because it's brilliant. You'll love it. And every single person I've insisted watches it from the Star Trek community has turned around to me and said, "Thank you so much. Thank you for introducing me to Ted." We've had people come up at conventions and thank me, not for this show, just for saying thank you for introducing me to Ted Lasso, because it's the best program I've ever seen, apart from Star Trek. It really is. So yeah.
What about you?
Star Trek related in that way.
What about you, James? What have you been watching this week and Star Trek related?
Do you know what? I think I had a TNG episode on when I was buried prepping a case, but I literally can't remember which one it was.
Was it the drumhead again?
No, I think it was around about season 4, but beyond that, I can't think what it was. But it's like a warm comfort blanket, isn't it? That
absolutely,
your attention is divided, and you're thinking, well, I've got to do something unpleasant, but while I'm doing that, I can at least have something on in the background. Whatever it was, I enjoyed it.
Good. It is. That's the thing. Every night, for those who are not regular to knowing me, I like to have every night Trek o'clock, bedtime, bit of Trek. Just sort of set us down. It's a nice little, like I say, a blanket. Get yourself in the bed. Put some Trek
May I
on.
ask, Miles, though, when you say it's a bit of Trek, I mean, could that be anything? Yes, I'm asking, is it Discovery? You know, do you watch? Is it a bit of Discovery bedtime viewing? Can it be any Trek, or is it a specific one you like to go to, as in the golden era of Trek that everyone likes?
Yeah, it's either going to be TNG, DS9, Voyager, or those three.
Yeah. Or not
Enterprise.
Enterprise. Then. Okay.
Not a bedtime. No, not a bedtime.
Or it's a bit too intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I want.
Miles, that decontamination chamber that gets me in the mood for bedtime. Oh yes.
Dear.
Oh, Miles, you've had an offer here. Look.
Oh. What is bed trick? Can I join you? No, not for all the Latinum. Not for all the Latinum. Trek bedtime is Trek o'clock. Bedtime is where me and the wife, we go to bed, we relax, and we cry havoc and let's slip the dogs of war.
That's not really a good motto for the bedroom, Miles, but each to their own.
It is. That's Mrs. Jackson, ready.
That reminds me, we will be holding auditions for our bucket boy, required for the Riker's Beard wet T-shirt competition.
What?
We're holding.
Is it for men only? I hope.
Yeah.
Good.
You have to have a bucket boy for the Riker's Beard wet T-shirt competition, which we'll be holding on Blackpool seafront.
It'd be cold. Even in August, it'd be bloody cold.
That's the point. Yes.
I mean, here we are living by the beach on the south coast, thinking, yes, let's come up to the north. It'll be lovely and warm up there.
I've never been to Blackpool, and I'm really looking forward to. I found out there's a Sea Life Centre. I'm so honestly, I'm so excited about this Sea Life Centre. I've had a quick look at. It's one of those things you don't want to look. I don't want to really look at it because I'm going to go anyway. So I don't want to see it all before. It's like watching too many trailers for a movie. I know there'll be fish. So
it's like my wife who watches incessant YouTube videos of going to the holiday and seeing the hotel, people walking around. I will do that when I go on the holiday. I will see the hotel, and it's literally hours of going on the holiday, walking people around the hotel. I'm like, why? Sorry, Richard, to cut you off.
Well, people will watch any rubbish on the internet, won't they?
I know. Four bolding guys talking about Star Trek.
Looks like we have here for your bucket boy position.
Yes. Well, we need a judge. So diving into the comments though.
It's been a while.
So let's go. I mean, Christos, he's watched the Blu-ray box set season 5 of Lower Decks.
Lower Decks.
I still haven't watched the end of the last season. I just couldn't be asked. I don't think I will be. I didn't like it. Dave says, I've had a pull the heartstrings theme this week. Watch the yeah. So I watched that the other week with my lad, and both of us got a bit teary. That's a hard one. Yeah.
Does that segue neatly into the fact that the chap who plays Dr. Mabenga, whose name I forget, I'm sorry, I know it's Babs, but his last name I can't remember exactly. He's been announced for the Warp 1 convention in October.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. We'll just go through the comments, and then I was going to talk about that because obviously friends of the show, the Trekkie girls, are booked or have booked. We're not sure. We should probably qualify that before we. But
they're going to be there, is what they've said.
Sheldon is wrong about Babylon 5, hasn't? I've started I'm a couple of episodes in. I've never seen it before, and what's his face?
Bruce Boxleitner?
The actor who plays the Lizard Man in DS9, he was in Star Trek. Didn't he play
Andreas Katsoulas?
Yes, I can't remember who he played now.
He played Tomalon, the Romulan commander.
That's right, Romulan. Yes.
Yes. So he appears in a couple of episodes, and he is Ambassador Jakar throughout pretty much all of Babylon 5.
Dave Giddens says he's watched the last 2 episodes of Picard season 3 of the Return of the TNG crew and the Enterprise D. It's
a brilliant episode.
Let's all just dwell on that for a moment.
And let's ignore the glaring plot holes. And James has been watching so there's a new Predator. Love to know, James, your thoughts on Prey. I thought it was utter shit. But there's a new Predator film coming out, so we're looking forward to seeing that.
I thought Prey was all right, actually, as a premise.
What's the new Predator?
Do you know what? I'm really bored, right? Because I'm a big martial artist and martial arts fan. So what I like is when you get you don't want a realistic martial arts film because it's boring to watch. But when you get really groundbreaking films like Chocolat and stuff like that come through, where they show female martial artists that are really good at what they do, and they use Wing Chun style, so they can take down bigger opponents with multiple blows and things like that. And then you have literally a 5'0" waif of a girl that's standing toe to toe with a predator. I'm just getting bored of it now. It's just, I'm just really am. I'm just getting really bored of the strong female leads. Don't get me wrong. I franchises are built on them, Sigourney Weaver, etc. But it's been diluted too much. It's getting very boring.
At this point, your skills are like spiritual.
He will. Yeah, that's basically Michelle Yeoh in the. If you want to see early Michelle Yeoh, not Section 31 like her, which is really good. Jet Li's breakout films, the Legends series, they're incredible, and she's incredible in them. Chris will come and say hello.
Finish it.
And no, I don't. You don't watch them dubbed. You watch them with subtitles, James. Not the first time. James will come say hello and say thank you. Obviously, Chris has seen Ted Lasso as well. We've done that. So, Chris at bedtime, Next Generation and Voyager, and
love it.
Yeah, and that's Chris also would vote for Alan as bucket. I think Alan would make a good bucket boy because he's quite tall. So he's probably going to get quite a good swing.
Literally, head down for
with ice. The ice bucket challenges.
Yeah.
Oh, it's open to everyone.
Dave,
everyone can.
Look at this. Dave is trying to be smart, and he's just been.
Carl, bless you.
I need it.
That's a good sentiment. Yeah. So we've had a lot of guests announced for Star Fury, and they've gone for very modern guests. I mean, so James and I were talking. Well, we don't like to drop names, but we've been asked our opinions on what sort of guests they should be getting at Blackpool, and we thought, well, if you want people of a certain age who are possibly a bit more affluent, then you would want golden era guests because they're the ones that are going to pay for the autographs and bits and pieces. So, and not necessarily perhaps new track, but this Star Fury convention, which by all accounts they do run a very good convention. I've heard very good things about them. Have deliberately, it seems, gone for a modern Trek audience. I have to say, me personally, based purely on the lineup, I probably wouldn't go. There's no one there that, apart from Babs, there's no one there that really I would be bothered about seeing or getting an autograph from. But of course, you always get to see your friends and your fellow Trek community. But do you think that's intentional? Do you think it's a generational thing? They've gone for a new audience, guys. Why do you think they've gone for that?
Well, I think it's what's currently the most relevant Star Trek out there. So they've gone for what's new and hip. But they should go. But everyone likes the classic. When people go and see the Rolling Stones, or if they want to see a band at a concert, they want the golden oldies. They don't want the new shit.
Yeah, you've proved the point there. It's the old bands that do the sellout tours these days. Even the most popular ones, apart from the mega popular ones, struggle to sell out arenas. Which, by the way, Carl, remind me, I've got to speak to you. James Wilson Jr.'s coming to the UK to do a tour, and he's coming to Manchester. Ooh. So it might be you've got some IT work I need to do for you. Ooh. So Yeah, I think so. But yeah, people are going. People, the Golden Oldie tour, they're selling out. I mean, who's that awful popular '90s Oasis? They've sold out very quickly. You know, and
Extortionate amount of money.
yeah, but that's the era that people want to see.
Yeah.
And as I was alluding to, that's the era where now the guys of our age, we've got a bit of money. We're going to spend the
That's
money.
the thing.
So
Who has got the disposable income? Is it the Gen Z or Gen I, or is it the millennials or Gen X? You know, they've got this disposable income. They have nostalgia sells, and we all know this. Nostalgia sells. That's why everything from retro shops to old movies being rehyped. You know, everything from Ghostbusters to Star Wars, it all gets renewed because nostalgia sells.
well, James and I are relatively close to Heathrow, but I mean, Carl, looking at
Hey,
leave
Mark,
aside the
Mark,
fact
see
that
this. Look. Oh,
leave aside that the Star Fury conventions are very well respected and have a very good reputation. Is there anyone on the guest list that would get you down the M3? And is it the M3?
The M6 or M1.
M6. Anything on the M6 will get you down the M6 to come to Heathrow to go to the convention, guest wise?
I've got to be honest, so far, no. Purely because I like the variety in the guest lineup. So I know some people last year for Destination, for example, said that there weren't enough guests. Okay, I understand that some people want to go and they want to have a plethora of guests to choose from as to where they spend their money. But the actual lineup itself was really varied. You had TOS, TNG, Voyager, DS9, Strange New Worlds. You had as small as the guest base was compared to previous conventions, the actual spread of those guests across all the franchises was brilliant. Yeah. You had a bit of something for everyone that was there. And that's what attracts me to conventions.
You covered the whole arc in that one sentence. You've got the whole history of Star Trek. You want to get everyone in there. Yeah, absolutely.
It comes to mind in particular, a friend of the show, Dr. Emma Wayne. She really doesn't enjoy any Star Trek at all apart from the original series. And there's literally absolutely nothing for her at this Star Fury convention whatsoever. Nothing that would interest her at all, apart from being with her track family.
3 background artists. And, let's face it, these people aren't going to be around very much longer.
No, I mean, are we hoping they'll book Clem So?
Always.
If you got something that needs standing next to,
maybe he can lurk in the background with the best of them.
Oh, yeah, better than me.
Listen, Clem So is coming to Scarborough in 2 weeks' time.
Fantastic.
What will he be standing next to?
Probably an Ewok. there's an Ewok going next. Listen, let's not diss this. Scarborough has a pretty decent Star Trek convention. It's very Doctor Who heavy this year. But
who've they got there then, Miles? Tell us the guest list.
So the guest list is we've got Caroline Munro.
Yeah,
who's from the Spy Who Loved Me. We've got Carol Ann Ford from Doctor Who.
Susan Foreman, the Doctor's granddaughter.
Yep. We've got.
Yes, we've worked out, Miles, already that if you're in the United Kingdom, you're never more than 5 meters away from someone who's been in Doctor Who. So
this is true. John, is it Levine?
No, he's cancelled.
Levine
cancelled.
I believe he's cancelled. Yeah,
he's been cancelled, or he has cancelled.
He's Sergeant Benton in Doctor Who. I think I read that he was.
We got Katie Manning from Doctor Who.
John Pertwee era.
Yeah, we've got Brian Wheeler, who was in Ewok and in Harry Potter. Clem So, and then we've got some other authors and artists. But the actual event is a very cool event. People get, it's like beginning of the year. Get yourself dressed up. Get yourself, your cosplay tweaked, all nice. There's no judgment. Everyone just dresses up and has a good time. There's lots of Daleks there, which I've been in. They're brilliant. So you can literally go in them and be a Dalek. It's fun stuff.
I'm just going to dive quickly into the comments here because friend of the show, Louise Storer, who was delighted that we're going to Blackpool this year, has said that, do you know what? She wouldn't be going. Regardless, if she had not booked destination already, then she would rather go to the Heathrow one. This is the thing. So, genuinely interested. Is it the location or is it the guests? Is what I'm really getting at. Is what I'm interested in. Is it the location or the guests?
Is it us?
Listen, if they had William Shatner in a pub in a Wetherspoons, I'd be there. So the place doesn't matter really. It's the guests is the draw.
Well, as Rashid is pointing out here that more guests will be announced for both. So do we think that Star Fury will announce some more Golden Era guests that people like myself and Carl and James and Mars would like to see, or do you think they're going to keep it for the young, hip, trendy generation? Interesting. Wait and see. Louise obviously would rather see us. It's location with guests. Oh, so it's a combination of both. Okay, so you do like the guests they've got. You enjoy New Trek. We all enjoy New Trek apart from Discovery. But Chris says, just you guys I'm interested in now. Well, there we are.
Thank you, Chris.
Well, do you know what that means, guys? We need to have a Riker's Beard convention. Build it and they will come.
Well, we did two of
We
those.
already have done. We've had a couple of them. and people did come. We had a jolly good time. It was great.
Let's do a third one.
And then RikerCon 2, the
Let's
imaginative.
do a third one. The big three.
Well, the third one, we considered 2023 to be RikerCon 3. We held it at the Birmingham Metropole.
Touché.
So Rashid's sort of gone to what I was alluding to a little bit. I don't care who they announce. For me personally, it's just meeting up with my dear Star Trek friends at both destinations. You'll be going to both then by the sound of it. But yeah, this is the thing. For me, overridingly, for me, it's the people I'm going with rather than the people I'm going to see, as in guest-wise. So yeah, that's a big one for me. That probably would have sold me for going to Heathrow rather than Blackpool just for that. Impressed with the Warp 1 lineup. Yeah, I mean, it's not for me, but I think that's the point. I don't think it's meant to be for me. Does that make sense? I think that they're aiming at a new generation of con goer.
Are you just saying that we're owed and miserable and bitter?
I'm quite happy. I'm very happy.
Is it possible we are so old we've outgrown our usefulness?
Literally just had that line in my head.
Never.
Great minds, Carl.
So Louise says Heathrow is far closer to me in Norfolk than Blackpool. Imagine us in Margate. I love meeting friends and the atmosphere is amazing, but guests are also important. I think Heathrow offers a good value. Yeah, the packages are quite impressive. I had a look at those. They're good. Christoph says, I appreciate the chance
They haven't announced us yet, but you know.
Is it the Blackpool Illumination opening weekend this year?
No, it's usually September. It happens.
September.
October, yeah, to extend the season.
Well, regardless of anything else, Blackpool destination is happening, and they're surely going to announce more guests than just us. But if it is just us, it's going to be great. Carl's going to be doing his bit. James and I will do our bits, and we'll be doing our thing that we do, all three of us together. We're not entirely certain what that is yet, or how it will be presented, or what time it will be.
Do the record attempt, weren't we? So.
Oh yes, the Riker's Beard conga line. Yeah.
The Riker sits down challenge.
Yeah.
The infamous
so Blackpool Elimination starts on the Friday of destination. So I don't. So what is this? Is this a thing, guys? I don't know.
Well, Miles is saying that it happens in sort of October
September.
or September, but yeah, the con is the last weekend in August.
Oh.
But what is it? Do they just switch on the lights? I mean, I've seen
Yes,
that done before.
They usually
I've
get,
done it myself.
they usually get a D-list celebrity to come and to switch them on.
Well, it could be us.
It could be you guys. Do you know what? I've got contacts at the Blackpool Council. I'll make a phone call.
Apparently, the illuminations this year will run nightly from August the 29th.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
Then.
they'll be on.
Hang on, I've got the button here to turn them on.
I like it. I like it.
So, Carl, you went to Blackpool last year. I'm genuinely interested because I've been having a look on Google Maps.
I suspect someone here is taking the mic.
The hotel seems to be a little bit of a distance from anything else.
Yeah, but
What's
it's
on
the same
offer
promenade.
around? So for the hotel itself, is the restaurant any good? Is the bar any good? I mean, be honest. We're not. I know we're booked, but
Yeah, absolutely. So I only ate in the hotel for breakfast, which was absolutely fine. Standard breakfast that you would expect anywhere. No issues with it whatsoever. Bar, again, absolutely fine. And there's actually 2 bars in the hotel. So you've got the main bar where everyone was gathering, and then down the far end, there's a bar that kind of no one seemed to know about, which if you wandered down there, you got your drinks 3 times as quick.
Did you have to
keep
go
that
through-
between us. Okay. And what about you had breakfast? So where did you go for evening meals? Because as I'm sure the restaurant and the hotel's more than adequate, but we're there for 5 days. We won't eat there every night. So is there anywhere nearby you can recommend?
Yeah, so straight over the road, there's a couple of really nice takeaways. There's a traditional good old fish and chip shop, and there was also a really nice Chinese takeaway over the road. Obviously, last year I was only there for the 3 nights. So we did Chinese 2 nights, and basically we just grabbed a takeaway. And because it was such lovely weather at the time, we just sat on the beachfront eating a Chinese.
Yes, I know, but you're probably used to eating outdoors like that. You're from the north.
I'm used to loving it.
It's going to be too cold for me. But is there anything nearby, sort of such like a TGI Fridays or a restaurant like that?
If you head down into Blackpool Centre, there are such places, yeah. But I genuinely
It's just a 10-minute tram ride. You can just hop on the tram and and presumably they operate at night.
Oh yeah, they operate up until sort of like normal public transport hours.
For someone who goes to Blackpool every year for a magic convention, can I recommend? There's a brilliant world buffet in Blackpool, right near the big Sainsbury's and the tram station, called Mr. Bazaris, and they have everything.
Oh, is that like when we used to go to Southampton and there was that place where you could have Italian and Indian and Chinese and you could just fill your plate to the mountain.
They had also live cooking stations for teppanyaki, steaks, chicken, noodle bar, pizza bar. It's brilliant. Now I go there for every year for Magic Convention, and yes, it's not the cheapest place. I think it's like £17 a person, but the food is always hot.
So you can tell who's from the north. He doesn't think that £17. How much was our all-you-can-eat the other night, James, per person?
I believe we were £25 for all.
This is Blackpool. This is Blackpool, but again, they have the whole, Indian, Chinese, Thai, sushi, teppanyaki, noodle, everything, and I recommend them. So if you do go to Blackpool this year, and again, it's just go down south on the tram, get off at North Pier.
I don't want to sound too snobbish, but I'm certain whichever is Blackpool's finest restaurant will be more than adequate for us.
Or Uber Eats.
We'll be fine.
Oh, so I think there's an away team there.
Well, we'll be going to the Sea Life. I'll be going to the Sea Life Centre. I think Dr. Emma might be coming with me.
Is that so you can choose what you're going to eat for the evening?
Did I ever tell you when I went to Mexico with my mate Strange Peter? I went to Mexico with my mate Strange Peter, and we went to this resort aqua park kind of thing. It's a restaurant. It was kind of like a mini SeaWorld in Mexico.
Escalade, is it? I explore.
Peter's a bit
Strange.
Strange.
He's a bit strange, Peter, and he's quite terse with his comments and quite crass. And we did this swimming with dolphins experience, and we got into the pool, and these dolphins were swimming around us, and he wasn't fussed about doing it, but he got in the water. He's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" And like this dolphin, and he's stroking this dolphin. He's like, "Richard, this is amazing. It's changing me." I was like, "Yes, it's a hell of a thing." And he said, "Yeah, it's amazing." And he turned around to the dolphin wrangler, whatever you call it, handler,
dolphin whisperer.
He turned around and went, "How much for one with chips?"
Oh. Brilliant.
Yeah, we got out of the water.
So do we have time for a room 101 or anything else tonight, guys?
Oh, we've got about 6 minutes left. We could have a quick. I mean, let's quickly go into the comments. I think maybe we'll rest room 101.
Comments.
So it's quick, but so
I don't think you your choose ready.
Louise is just really looking forward to meeting us all in person, and we're really looking forward to meeting. That we've said time and time again. The best thing, and when people come up and genuinely, when people come up and thank us at conventions for silly little things like "Thank you for introducing me to Ted Lasso," it's wonderful. Honestly, it's lovely. It really is. It's fantastic.
You know what? One of my best stories from last year's convention was a dad and his little lad that we met in the bar on the Friday evening. Turned up, first Trek convention. I can't for the life of me remember their names. I do apologise if they happen to catch this. But I really hope to see them again this year. The little lad was only about 11, and first convention, his dad had brought him as a special treat sort of thing. And obviously, between us, we know a few people on the inside, and especially, host of some of these things, Dan, our friend. And this little lad was really excited about going and seeing the Sir Rock Lofton talk on the Saturday. So I had a quick word with Dan, and he passed it on to the guy who was hosting that particular talk and said, watch out for this little lad. If he puts his hand up, make sure he gets to ask his question. Anyway, the Saturday night, we saw him again in the bar. He came over, and this little lad beaming, ear to ear, absolutely beaming, because he'd got his question asked. And it's those little moments. They're great.
It's the little things. It's the little things that to someone, to you, maybe just like, oh, I'll make sure I do. But to them, it's the world. And it's like meeting your celebrity. If they just say hello to you, it's the world to you, but to them, it's nothing.
Yeah, and that absolutely.
I love it. I love it.
Apropos of which, this is my daughter, Miserabelle.
Oh!
No, you can't see it. There we go. If I turn it that way, you can just about see her. There she is. She has expressed an interest at age 7 of at essentially hosting Riker's Beard, the Next Generation children's activities.
Ooh.
In what way? In what fashion?
Colouring in, make up your own alien. We're going to build a spaceship out of cardboard type thing. She's happy to do that. She wants to do it.
Well, Rashid is really looking forward to seeing us, which is oddly followed up by us looking about 10 years older.
Thanks, Dave.
Gary's looking forward to the blackjack and the hookers party.
Always.
At the same time.
Oh, yeah.
That's the secret Riker's Beard venue.
Rashid says that the Blackpool was absolutely brilliant last year, and he loved the hotel. Mm-hmm. And my room and breakfast dinner was delicious. That's really good to hear.
Good.
Louise is looking forward to seeing us so much that there we are.
Steady.
Well, why should you go to a double? There's 4 of us.
I always get a double. I just like having the space. Christoph says the tram gets you down to Blackpool in 20 minutes. Oh, quite a trip then.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. The
Well,
tram's
are we
really
actually
good.
in Blackpool or some
How-
sort of?
Sorry, how it didn't look that far on a map. And I know
on
I've
the
come
map,
across
it's like this, but it's like 10 miles.
Oh,
How,
far
yeah, but
away.
how fast does a tram go?
Okay, so if you drive from the Norbreck to the tower, it takes about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you're going on the tram, obviously it keeps stopping for people to get on and off, so it takes a bit longer.
No, it's about the same because it goes quicker. There's no traffic for it.
Yeah.
And is the tram sort of an adventure in itself, or is it just public transport?
Very much
It's
so.
public transport, but it's fun.
Because the trams in Croydon, they weren't fun at all.
When is anything fun in Croydon?
Yeah. Yes, there was a man selling bananas. There was a man selling bananas in the Surrey Street Market. I used to work in the Mondial building at the top of Surrey Street. And there was a man selling bananas in the morning. And goodness me, he was good at it. He used to go, all that none of that. And he had a lot of bananas. All that none of there, right? All that none of there. Pound. I'm not joking. I used to come home with all these bananas. I don't know what bananas I could eat, but it was a lot of banana for £1. So
Wow.
Banana. Daylight come and me wanna go home.
6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. Louise is from Norfolk and loves the Lancashire accent.
I'm sure that was relevant to something we said.
Must be.
Are any of us from Lancashire, gents?
No. I'm probably closer to Lancashire than any of you.
I'm Yorkshire born, Yorkshire bred, strong in arm, thick in head. That's me.
I'm from posh Yorkshire and Harrogate, but I can turn it on if I want to.
Is it Harrogate or Harrogate?
Harrogate.
Yeah,
Harrogate. I once delivered a speech on social penology at the Harrogate Conference Centre. This is a real thing.
Supposed to be giving a speech, though, were you, Richard?
I wasn't. No, so I'd been in the job 5 minutes. I was working as a discipline officer at Canterbury Prison, and I saw there was the conference happening at Harrogate. I was like, "Oh, I'm from Harrogate. I'd love to go out there." And the governor said, "Well, you can go." And I thought I was just there to watch, and I got a seat right at the front. I'm all right, and I'm looking at the people next to me, and they're all making last-minute adjustments to stuff they've got, and it suddenly dawned on me I was going to have to make a speech. So the girl next to me, I said, I mean, not that I've made a career of this in my academic career, but I said, look, I'm terribly sorry. I said, I've left my speech in the hotel room. I said, do you have a pen and I said, do you have a pen and paper I can borrow? And do you mind going next? Like, so I've got a bit of time to prepare. She's like, yeah, fine. I just copied down everything that everyone else said and just like changed Birmingham to Canterbury and just winged it. But anyway, I'm digressing too much.
Faked it till you made it.
To about 400 odd people in Harrogate Conference Centre. Yeah, it was. I've got a big round of applause. Right, where were we? Alan Window is organising a works do £25 a person for that. We don't have Uber Eats where I am, so we have to get it. Such naughty for me. Oh, not websites again, Alan. Room 101.
But that's the website of the all can eat buffets. That's all right.
So Louise says she's part of USS Londinium, and she's made some amazing friends and would have met outside of Star Trek. Wouldn't have met us outside. Star Trek means so much. We have so much fun in this amazing, diverse group of people, and we meet up regularly, a shared community. Every year at convention, I meet wonderful. Jim, you always meet someone new that's wonderful, don't you?
Yeah. It really is nice that it can bring people together, no matter what background. It brings. I love it. I love the fact that we can all unite against one uniformal banner.
For me, the most important thing is that when you're at a Star Trek convention, and I do say Star Trek, not just sci-fi, not generally, even the sci-fi ball wouldn't include in this. When you're at a Star Trek convention, I think there's just so much camaraderie between people. There's arseholes everywhere you go, but the vast majority of people at Star Trek convention, they're lovely people to meet and to talk to and to get to know.
Is
But
it
also, if you
because
crash a vet convention, it's even more fun.
Yeah.
Well, that ketamine.
is it because, Richard? Is it because Star Trek has the hope of the future where we can all get on? You know, there's no money, there's no prejudice, there's no.
I think
everyone's...
there's a lot to be said for that. And I used to believe that everyone that's part of the Star Trek fandom believed in that. I've discovered since that that's not the case. There are obviously your people who do try and bring it down for everyone. Why they do it, we don't know. But there seem to be far and few between when you're at a Star Trek convention. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's always got to be a little bit careful. There are some odd characters about. You can't pretend there isn't. But in general, yeah, you go to a Star Trek convention and you like Star Trek, you're going to have a good time because you'll sit down and you'll talk to people about Star Trek for the whole weekend. And that's wonderful.
But world
And,
without
you know-
privilege and money and so forth. It's exactly what Donald Trump is angling for, isn't it?
I thought weren't getting political.
But we're over time, so we'll have to leave it there and say goodbye. Once again, if you'd like to purchase a Riker's Beard guitar pick, they'll be available at Portsmouth Comic Con, or you can pre-order them via the QR code. We'll probably do a post or something for that. Miles' silent auction. James is going to organise a post up for that, and the
We'll
highest
find a way to
again.
do that.
All the money goes to the Riker's Beard to help James to do the great work that he's doing, and I will cover the postage to you guys. So it's all this stuff. Just a quick reminder: sell, book.
Oh, that's a great sales technique. Book.
Amazing marketing.
And now, the 99th rule of acquisition: it never hurts to suck up to the boss.
But until next time, please do look after yourselves and each other.
And don't have nightmares.
Stay safe.